Good morning, students. Today I am going to give you a video on revision. That revision belongs to your first term exam. Before I am going to start with the question, I just want to explain you the portion for English for your first term exam. So the portion for English is from Gulmohar Unit 1 to 7. Always remember from Unit 1 to 7 they are having 4 poems. The first one is book, the second one is tiger, the third one is spring, and the fourth one is old Mr. Laughter. So always remember from Gulmohar 7 stories and 4 poems are there. From grammar chapter 1 to 15 and from WPS chapter page number 1 to 24 is going to be asked in your first term exam. Very important, students, always remember before you are going to attempt the question, you must and you make sure that you have read the chapter carefully and you have read the poem, because the question is not only going to ask from the question part. The question is going to ask from the stories, within the poems. Because only question part is not important. The story lines, the poem's lines are very important. So always remember, before you are going to attempt the question, make sure that you have mug up all the points, you have read the chapter, you have read the poems, you have acknowledged with the theme, the central idea of the poet, of the writer, and you have learned the character's name, the new words, the new opposites. These are very important. Okay, so before you are going to attempt the exam, you make sure that you have learned each and every perspective of stories and the poems. Always remember, whatsoever I have discussed in your online classes, always mug up all those points, because only question part is not important. The question is also going to ask from within the stories, within the poems. So make sure that you have read the chapter, you have read the poem, and you have mug up all the points that I have discussed in your online classes. So let's see which pattern is going to be followed in your first term exam. Through this revision, you will learn and you will analyze that which pattern is going to be asked in your exam. So choose the correct option. So here you can see MCQ question is going to be asked in your exam. So here the first question, he stalks in his vivid strips the few steps of his gaze. The lines are taken from the poem. That's why I told you, before you are going to attempt the question, make sure that you have read the story, you have read the line. Always remember, you have to learn the lines of the poem, because lines are very important. So option A books, option B tiger, option C spring, and option D none of these. So these lines are taken from the poem Tiger. Now the next one is find opposite meaning of precious. Option C is common is the correct answer. Now the third is Ruskin Bond is an dash writer. Ruskin Bond belongs to which country? So from India. So he is an Indian writer. To whom people now started calling teacher of weather. These are the questions taken from within the stories, not from the question part. Okay. So option B Maui is the correct answer. What is the central idea of the poem Spring? Option C celebrating the end of the winter. Now question 6 find opposite meaning of revive. Option C damage. Dash has a secret call to bring the dolphins near him. Armando. Option A is correct. What is the synonym for the word hasten? Option C hurry is correct. Now next question, what is the name of the boy in the story A Rupee Goes a Long Way? This is the question from the character. Option B is correct, Ranji. Who is the writer of the story A Rupee Goes a Long Way? Option B, Ruskin Bond. Now question 11, what is the meaning of grumpy? Crossly, ill-tempered, both he and be, and none of the above. Option C, both A and B. Who is the main character of the story Sam and the Secret Call? So, option A is correct, Sam. Now the next one is, please teach me the whistle to call them. I promise I won't tell anyone else who said this line. And to whom? This is also important. To whom? So Sam said this line to Armando. What is the meaning of glinting? Sparkling, glittering, both A and B, and none of the above. So both A and B, sparkling and glittering. Now the next one is, what was the name of the children in the story 5 Children and It? So option A, Cyril, Anthea, Robert, Jane and the baby called the lamb. So these are some of the questions for your revision. On that basis you are going to acknowledge that which type of question is going to be asked in your examination. Always remember, student, whenever you are going to attempt the question, whenever you are going to attempt your exam, always remember that you make sure that you have read the chapter carefully, you have read the poem carefully, and you have learned each and every perspective of poems and stories that I have discussed in your online classes. Try to mug up all the things that I have discussed, that I have given you as a PDF, as a presentation. So you must make sure yourself that you have read the chapter, you have read the poem, you have learned the poem, you have idea of each and every perspective of stories and the poems. Okay, because only question part is not important. You have to read the stories and the poem also, because the question is going to be asked from the question part and from within the stories and within the poems. Okay, so thank you so much, and just do your level hard. Thank you so much.